What's up, everybody? This is the Sports League Podcast, back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak. We got the co-host, Amanda, ready to talk some football. Did you have a good holidays?
I did. Everyone's always sick in December, and we timed it well. My daughter didn't get sick till the day after Christmas. It was a good Christmas.
Nice. And we got All-Pro Abe, John Abraham. Great to have you back on as always. Happy holidays, Abe.
No question, man. Always good, man. I'm glad y'all enjoyed your holidays. Hope y'all have a good tomorrow. We can start the 26th with some real football. It's almost time for some real football now because I told you I still don't know anything about football, and the more we seem to watch, this was another week. We can't say we weren't
Hmm.
surprised by anything. It really felt like every team this week came, like all the teams that aren't contenders were contenders, and all the teams that should have been contending did not come to play. Like it's
Yeah.
literally like it's like they're ready for Cancun. They're like, we got 2 weeks left. Let's just give it all for our last 2 weeks, and we're just going to go out here and ball out. Because especially starting from the Monday night game with the Falcons, they played exceptionally well. You
They
didn't see
really did.
the MVP quarterback in Stafford in the first half. The second half, you did see it. You see Puka make a couple great catches, but all in all, AJ Terrell played his butt off against Puka. So it was just a weird another. I can't even say it's weird now because it's getting so normal of how football is.
Yeah, weird is normal for this season. This is
Right.
the craziest season. And so many good games, so many games where people are coming back in the bottom of the fourth quarter. It's been a very exciting football year. Because some years I feel like every game is so predictable. Like there's an obvious winner going into the game, and then there's not a lot of surprises. This year is the opposite.
Yeah, it's crazy. I had a terrible week with picks. Usually, this year with all the chaos, I've had a pretty good feel on the upsets and stuff, but this week was terrible. And Abe, on Monday night, you were there. Me and Amanda both felt confident about the Rams in this one, but Bijan Robinson, I mean, got to see it live. He was going absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I think like what I said before. I don't think any team that we really thought that was going to be. Trust me, I went to the game. I didn't have any plans on staying long. I was just like, you know what? Hopefully they'll be competitive. But we literally saw the last Monday night game with Bijan. Like he shows up on when the screen is big and he knows everyone watching. He shows up and he showed like what kind of running back he is. He shows that he's really is probably the best player in the league if you can put him with the best caliber O line. Like if you think about him with Buffalo, if you think about him with a Dallas team like that can really like open up stuff. He just shows up because I think the beginning of the year I was kind of like, you know, everybody saying he can't hit the home run ball. Now he's hitting that home run ball like way a 93-yard touchdown that literally it was him. If you've seen that, he should have got tackled in the backfield. This guy balances just remarkable. Like I've seen a lot of like I played with Curtis Martin. I played with Michael Turner. I played with some of the great backs and the cuts he makes, man. Like
Yeah.
the stuff. It looks like you're watching a high school game because the cuts he's making is just like boom, and he's taking off. Like it's remarkable, and it's going to be tough for the Falcons to. Kirk Cousins is playing well enough for them to win. So even if you want to be like, when he gets back, when Kenneth gets back, we're going to be able to move on. But I don't know. And
Yeah.
do y'all take the chance of, do we need to go in this draft at the second round? Do we grab another quarterback? Just in case, because Kurt is up in the tooth, as they say. He is older,
Mhm.
so you know, is he your guy next year at the beginning of the year? Like it's very weird out here now, and the team seems like they're revolving around him. Like it's like they're working with him. Like the team seems excited to have him in the huddle now. So Kyle Pitts is playing extraordinary better. So it's like, do y'all want to do this? But and I also some one of my ex teammates, Brian Finneran, he was kind of like just being real about it. Like he said they putting lipstick on a pig, and they was saying it because we're getting so many sacks this year. People aren't seeing like they're giving up so many points though. They're giving up these big
Mhm.
plays. They're giving up things like this game could have easily been lost with if Matt Stafford didn't come out and play like not Matt Stafford. I guess you can say. The like you said, the pick sixes. Things he doesn't usually do. So it's going to be a long process for them this offseason, I think.
Yeah, I was really
So
impressed with the Falcons defense with the safety. Xavier Watts with two picks, Jesse Bates with the pick six. and shut them out in the first half, and then, able to get the win, even though the Rams with the comeback.
I saw Adrian Peterson go off a little bit, but John Robinson, 195 yards rushing, and then they don't give him the ball for the last two rushing plays of the game. And Adrian Peterson's like, why? Like he's
Yeah,
put up this ridiculous game, his career longest rush in college and the NFL. He's never had a 200-yard rushing game.
And as fans and as people watching the game, that's what we see. But you got to see as a player, and Bijan is a selfless person. It's kind of like when all of us wanted last year, we wanted Barkley to get that 2,000 record. He was like, you know
Yeah.
what? I'd rather go for the championship. And think about it, if you have a great back like Algiers in the background, and he's not getting a lot of plug right now. He didn't play a lot this game, but and he could have just been tired. Though people don't even put that aspect into it. Like Bijan was, he was a monster. Like that's a lot of yards. Like even that 31-yard run he had, I thought he was going to take it to the house, but that's some wear and tear. You run 100 yards, like you just ran 93 yards. You get hit. He had a lot of catches. He was doing a lot in the game, but I think they really was focusing on winning the game, and they felt like Algiers
Yeah.
was the best thing. Like me personally, yeah, like us as fans, we definitely like 195. Put him in, let him get the 5 yards.
Amanda, did you see that catch by Puka Nakua? It looked like
That wasn't a catch.
yeah, that was potentially catch of the year, like that one-handed and then got his feet
Yeah.
down. But the one
The
replay, the one
one camera
angle,
angle. Yeah,
yeah,
I thought it was a catch. I was so heated that they overturned it because I was working out, but my TV's got a little bit of a lag. So when I see a big play, I run in and I get to see it live on our laggy TV. But I could have sworn that was a catch until that one specific camera angle, and I was like, okay, they called it right, but 300 degrees around. Just that one angle, it looked like the most amazing catch I've ever seen, and then it wasn't.
yeah.
But I mean, we had some great. I love the way scheduling worked out this week. Like the Sunday night game, the Monday night game. Like we had some good football this weekend.
Yeah, and we got to talk about Sunday night. I went into this game thinking like the Niners were going to win, but I wanted to see how the Bears matched up. This is a team, this is a contender in the NFC, a team fighting for the number one seed in their house. And the Bears kind of are a team that people aren't really taking seriously yet. They're waiting to see what this team get a legitimate win and prove themselves. Abe, were you surprised by how well the Bears looked against San Francisco? And for me personally, I couldn't be happier with Caleb Williams. I thought that he really stepped up his game. He was making some great throws, playing with confidence, one play away from pulling off a huge road win, but the defense couldn't get it done.
No, I think it's more on the coaching, man. They should have a final play by now. Y'all should have a
Mhm.
final playbook because this happened a few weeks back too. Like y'all
Yeah,
got
Yep.
against Green Bay.
so I'm like, it's a point now you can't really put it on Caleb. I understand that he's a wonderful guy and he's showed y'all some amazing stuff. And we got to stop talking. What is his name? Collinsworth is just to be an ass. He like, oh,
Oh
I
Yeah.
got.
my God. I wanted to.
Yeah, he was being such an ass to Caleb. But, oh, he missed that. This dude was running from like three big guys, but then he go right back to Brock Purdy. Oh, Brock Purdy he's just like Mahomes. I'm like, bro.
The
Yeah,
last play of the game cracked me up. A fan zoomed in on, was it DJ Moore in the corner of the
Yeah.
end zone, wide open, looking like he was jumping on a trampoline. That's so sad. And like there's so much going on. I'm not blaming Caleb Williams for that, but just the zoom in of him just jumping up and down was hilarious.
Yeah, and I'm getting a little frustrated for DJ Moore because he's a high paid receiver. He's used to getting a lot of targets, and we're kind of forgetting about him. There's so many weapons. We're focusing on Luther Burden and Colston Loveland. DJ Moore is still very skilled. We need to get him the ball more. What do you have in this game? One catch for 7 yards and just four targets. Hopefully the defense improves. We need to get healthier and a little bit of a ticky-tack call on CJ Gardner-Johnson. If we get that interception in the red zone, we probably win that game. But whatever. How are you feeling about the NFC West? You got the 49ers, the Rams, the Seahawks. Do you see any of those teams as true contenders, because they're kind of up and down at this point.
I don't think they're up and down. I think they all have an opportunity. Like beginning of the year, I thought they was going to be trash. I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna lie. I thought this was going to be. I thought the NFC South was going to do really strong when we was playing against the West. I was like, okay, we got the West on the schedule. We should be pretty good. Brock Purdy's not really playing yet. So I'm thinking that we're going to have a good little cakewalk and we'll end up, maybe 10 wins, 11 wins. But I think they're all have proven that they are great. The division is great. It's actually pretty equaled out. Like with Stafford playing like lights out, except for this week and everything. You have an MVP candidate in him. You got your quarterback playing extremely well in San Francisco now, and they were able to juggle Mac Jones in there and still be able to win games that we knew they
yeah,
would
that's
have.
true.
And you talk about injuries and things like that. They might be the best. Like when you look at their schedule and look at their records, they might be the best conference right now. But it's just only one or two people can play, so it's going
Yeah.
to come down to like, even if you're good, you might not be good enough to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, Amanda, considering all the injuries that the 49ers have had, they're kind of getting healthy at the right time. We'll see on Trent Williams and George Kittle. But getting Fred Warner back potentially for the playoffs could be a huge boost.
As far as substituting players in and rearranging the offense to make up for these injuries. And they have some fantastic players who missed multiple weeks. They've done
Yeah.
such a good job of coaching over those absences.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get the 2 seed because I really want that matchup. It's so rare to have a Bears Packers playoff game. I really want that again. It'll be a lot of
Yeah, you
fun.
would want it when half of our team isn't going to play because we're all
Hey,
injured. Yeah,
hey,
real convenient.
who was hurt last time they played? Jay Cutler was on the little stationary bike.
Oh,
So,
God.
um, Amanda, let's talk about your AFC team, the Eagles and the Bills. This game was rainy, pouring rain, kind of sloppy, but credit to Buffalo and credit to Josh Allen. They fought back and made it very interesting late, down to the wire.
This game was very ugly. I wore the shirt. Abe got me the best Christmas present, guys. It doesn't really work for this week, but I wanted to wear it because it's new. So I had to show it off a little bit.
There we
Amazing.
go.
It
Amazing
works for
shirt.
every week. It works
It
for
works for
every week.
every week, but
Win or
like
lose.
he better be doing
Win
that
or
shit in the
lose.
mirror. He played like garbage. Um, I, I'm mad at Josh Allen here. We in a fight, but I still love him. Yeah, it was a rough week for my teams actually. Tampa, Buffalo, Green Bay. Oh,
Well, and if Buffalo had their starting kicker, they would have won. That's
yeah.
really what it came down to.
It really is because when you have to go for two because you don't trust your kicker who keeps missing kicks, like,
Yeah.
yeah, that sucks.
Abe, what do you think of this game? Do you think the Eagles are starting to get Saquon Barkley and the run game going? They get Jalen Carter back. The defense played better. Do you think the Eagles are starting to round into form?
This looked like a playoff game, honestly. Like I said, I
Yeah.
didn't. This is a game that I think when you said Josh Allen was clutch, I was like, nah, he wasn't clutch this game. I'm
No.
sorry, it was not one of those games that I can say he was clutch in because you only scored 12 points against a Philly defense that they haven't been great so far. Their pass rush is what we think about. Certain things. Uh, it's like Buffalo O line really has. I don't know what's going on with them, but I don't want to put it all on Josh Allen because he did make some plays when he should have, but he was just getting hit left and right, man. It was not a comfortable way. He never really got a chance to be Josh Allen. Even at the end of the game with that last throw that we know that he should have made that last throw for that 2 points, but he missed that. He probably was always shook up, man. Like, you understand, you're getting hit that much in the game and it's cold
Yeah.
outside and you're playing Philadelphia. But that's a pass that we would think he would make any other time. Like any other time, that would have been the game winner. The game went over with, nothing to talk about. So for me, it was disheartening for me because I think they should have beat. I think they were the better team. I think if they want to consider themselves a better team, that's the kind of games you got to win. Like this is like in the Kansas City game. Like you think about the Super Bowl, they could have been the Super Bowl last year. Just that one pass at the end of the game, guy drive. It's like everything is happening for a reason. It's all the wrong reasons. Like this showing that y'all not clutch this year. Y'all not the. I can't see y'all being in the Super Bowl this year with this kind of play, especially in the end of the year. Like we can talk about New England, we can not having a strength of schedule, but at the same time as they're winning those games that when there are the strength of schedule, you win the games you're supposed to win, and like beating New York, like you're supposed to beat New York. They're doing things like that that make them the team that you see in the playoffs that has the the better caliber of team to make it there and to go further.
Both these teams are contenders. We'll see what they do in the playoffs. That'll be prove it time. Abe,
Yeah.
what did you think of the Fernando Mendoza Bowl? The Giants beat the Raiders. If you're on a team that can get the number one overall pick, are you concerned about that at all? Or are you just going out there like Max Crosby, for instance? He really wanted to play in this game. He's like, I'm not worried about the record. I'm not worried about draft picks. Yet the team sent him home. How do you weigh that as a player?
They put Max Crosby on IR, and then he posts social media videos of him
Playing
jumping on
basketball.
trampolines, shooting hoops, playing
Yep.
basketball. There's no way he is with the Raiders next year. If this is
Yeah.
how their relationship is, that's crazy. I think he's ready to leave.
All I want to say is Max Crosby, future Bear. That's all I wanted to say there.
Future bear.
Um,
I don't want that. No, thank you.
Amanda would hate that. Seahawks, Panthers. Abe, every time pick the Panthers, and I believe in this team, they let me down. Who do you think's going to win the NFC South? It's going to come down to Bucks and Panthers, and I don't know who to pick.
It's going to have to get to a certain point. We don't care if you're in the NFC South, West, or anything. If y'all not pliable for the playoffs, you don't even need to go. Like, there are teams that this year that might make to the playoffs that don't deserve. Like, Charlotte doesn't deserve, Tampa doesn't deserve, especially from the end of the season. Like, as much as Amanda loves Baker Mayfield, they have not played like a
They
team.
do not deserve to be in the postseason. They're playing like ass.
Yeah, so it's like NFC South. I don't see any team that deserves to be. Even the Saints, like the Saints are playing better than Tampa and Carolina now. The Saints are people would rather watch the Saints now, see what show got going on compared to what they got going on. So I can't really say that who's going to win. Like, it don't even, like, if Falcons win, the Carolina goes in. But as being a NFC South representative in my mind, I don't want to put that on paper.
For me, based on this last week, if it was just that week of play, put Atlanta in the postseason. They're the only team that impressed me from that division this year. They're playing like ass. Baker Mayfield is getting physically wounded every game because his O-line is straight trash. His receivers can't catch anything. Give it to Atlanta. They're the only ones playing with some spirit. Although Atlanta only beats teams that they should lose to and then loses to all the teams they should beat. So, I mean, they'd be perfect in the playoffs. They'd probably go to the Super Bowl and win it this year just to spite everybody because Atlanta just plays the opposite of what they should do every week. I'm like, oh, this will be an easy win for them. They lose by 15. Like, what?
Well, I mean, you never know. Remember when the Seahawks got in at like 7-9 and beat the Saints with Marshawn Lynch and that? So you never know in the playoffs. But the NFC South looks really bad. I mean, even the Seahawks, they win, they got a great record, but you got Sam Darnold out here turning the ball over a bunch lately. Abe, do you have anything to say on the Jets? I mean, they get absolutely mollywopped by the Patriots, 42-10, but they're playing, Brady Cook. I mean, so I don't really know how much you can put into that, right?
Well, the season was over a long time ago. We knew this from like week 3 or 4 that their season was pretty much. This is kind of like a rebuilding year, but it's like I think they're the first team to lose like more, but they lost by like 23 points the last month. Like their last 4 losses been like 23 points or more. So it's kind of like we trying to. Like, they literally going to have to this off season if Aaron wants. Because I don't think Aaron's going nowhere. I think he's going to give him the benefit of the doubt because they're going to let him rebuild that squad. Like, but what are you going to do this off season to get better? Because putting this out, and it's kind of like even Woody saying like, I'm not a good owner because we're not winning. But this is, man, like that was just like they still haven't got an interception yet. I've seen that Chris Sims was up there talking about like who's the only quarterback that do this to have 31 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 279 yards a game. They said every quarterback against the Jets. So they have think about having no picks in 16 games, dog. That is crazy. Like you got rid of your best cornerback, well, so-called best cornerback, but he ended up still being like cursed by the Jets thing anyway because he went there and he got hurt quick, and now he's 1-7 on both sides. So
that's so funny and
they're
crappy.
talking about that now, and it's like it's just unfortunate that hopefully this year with next year they can come back and be a better squad, and this year would just be kind of like how we talk about Detroit. how we talk about like other guys, you know, New England, well, not New England this year, but you know, a few years ago. So it's like hopefully this will be a year that we will talk about and see how good they're. They went through this last year. Now they you know they got a lot of stuff to do. They got to get a quarterback, a legitimate quarterback that they know that can be there at least 5 to 6 to 7 years. They got to work on their DBs. They have D line. They got to work on the offensive line. It's like the whole squad is like this is a tic tac team right now, man. It's tough. Like even like, but getting beat like that in New England, you're supposed to get beat. Like New England's supposed to do that. Like if I'm the coach, yeah, I'm gonna beat you. I'm doing this. This is what I'm supposed to do.
But like circle back to Abe bringing up the Sauce Gardner thing. That is so funny to me. Like the amount of excitement this man had. Like went to bed 1-7, woke up 7-1, and then proceeds to go 1-7 for the rest of the season. Like what kind of bad juju is this man carrying around? He's the only player in NFL history to go 1-7 on two different teams in the same season. Like,
I don't know. I mean, the Colts, you know, it's kind of fluky because the Colts were so well, and then Daniel Jones gets hurt, and
yeah.
you
The
know,
timing was there, but like, suspicious
yeah.
timing, Sauce. I don't know. I don't trust you.
Baker,
Boo.
we need to talk about Baker. He's kind of struggling right now, and Baker is capable of doing it, but the Bucks defense is trash. And I think that's
So
the biggest
bad.
issue right now. And like it's not even that they're bad, it's that they're not even putting forth the effort. They look like the Cincinnati Bengals, like not tackling and poor effort. Todd Bowles, he might end up being the fall guy here. I don't know if it's necessarily his fault, but
Well, I think you got to take it as a coach that it is your fault because I told you at the beginning of the year when they were doing good and everything, I said Baker's not going to last the whole year like this. All that
yeah,
he because he's making these stupendous plays and we're thinking like, oh, he's Cam, he's Lamar Jackson. He's not. He's a guy that can give you those stouty plays, but you got to get like one a game. You can't have like
yeah,
you
Yeah.
know. Oh, Baker just ran for 100 yards a game. No, Baker getting hit. Baker would lower his shoulder. You know, Baker
Yeah.
would act. I
Well,
think Baker is not saying he's like injured, but it's a lot of toll on a quarterback getting hit like that. He's
yeah,
not a big guy. He's not 6'4", 250 like Cam was. Even Cam, you saw the end of Cam's career, all those hits got to him. He was not the
yeah,
Cam Newton anymore. You know, you got to learn, even with Jackson Dart, now he's in the young phase in his life right now. We already talked about him not taking hits. And we got to a certain point, we're so used to Baker being that way. Like he don't even get calls for like hits on him. Like he gets like
mhm.
crazy hit. They kind of like, oh, that's Baker. You know, it's to a certain point, like, dude, he's your quarterback. Quarterbacks are not running backs. You know, that quarterback, like, and I just feel like this season just took a toll on him mentally and also like physically. And I think physically it just kind of brought him down a lot because he's not the same Baker. Even though he's still trying to do the same moves, you can only take so much pressure. Like all that pressure, you still trying to find a you look, you know, before you know, we could kind of say, just throw it down there. Mike Evans is there. Mike Evans is not 100%. I don't care what y'all say. He came back from a real injury, and that injury thing messes with your head sometimes. We seen
yeah.
him like drop a couple of balls that we think we could have made a spectacular jump catch on or did some things. And you know, the receivers haven't been the receivers that they were at the beginning of the year. It's not as exciting watching them at all. The running game is not there like they want it to be right now. So it's not the same team that we saw first. And Miami is saving McDonald, whatever his name, saving his job right now because they're winning games against teams that were good in the beginning of the year, but they're not now. It's like even Amanda saying Atlanta, I'll take Atlanta to the playoffs now. Miami is looking like, hey, Miami, y'all want to just. We know y'all going to just be a wild card, but hey, y'all get in there and y'all playing better ball now. Y'all looking more
Yeah.
exciting.
They're coming
You
in
know,
spicy.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. You're looking better than some of these teams that were the game. Like you go back to 7 games ago. Everybody's saying the Bucks are going. The Bucks are just gonna. They lose to Carolina, then it's just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're downhill so fast, man.
Yeah, that stretch where they lost to the Eagles and then they came back and beat Seattle and the 49ers in back-to-back weeks. Baker Mayfield was MVP front runner then. Like he was, I mean, some of those plays, some of those runs, the tackles he was dodging, he was playing amazing. But I will say some of his runs were stressing me out because he would run and he slides terribly. Like he would run straight through people. And I'm like, stop doing that. You're going to get injured. That's who Malik Willis is reminding me of in these past couple of games. He's Baker Mayfield in week 7 through 9. I'm like, please stop that. You're gonna die. Like, be careful, boo boo.
But he's a backup trying to get a job, though. That's the
Yeah.
difference.
But
Like I said,
that's he
he's
reminds
kind of
me of Baker Mayfield before it happened for 16 weeks straight and he got beat
he's
up
trying to
every
get a
week.
job, bro. For me, like him doing that, look, I'm trying to get every kind of good because I don't know. I know
Yeah.
Love's coming back, so I got to get me a job out here. I'm tired of
Oh,
being a backup.
Yeah.
So I get what he's doing, but Baker,
yeah.
like I told y'all, like weeks ago, I said he's not going to be able to last the whole season like this. Like I don't care who he is. Like save it for the playoffs to be that
Hmm.
Iron Man type thing. Like just throw the ball away. We're okay with that. Throw the ball away, punt. See if you can get your defense to play well. But taking them hits and everything, I don't care what you say. I played defensive end, and I'm telling you, like I've heard them hits that we hit quarterbacks. You can tell when they're getting up slow, or
Yeah.
just watch his face on the sideline. You don't see any magic anymore. Like the magic is not there. Like he's kind of sitting down like this on the sideline, like sheesh. So it's not the same at all, man. They don't look like they can win. Like
Hmm.
coach going all the way down.
Starting to impress me. We've doubted this team at times this year, but the Jags, they got down 10-0, and it seemed like one of those games where the Jags would no show and have a loss that they shouldn't lose. But they rallied and they were able to get it done. And Trevor Lawrence seems to be clicking on all cylinders right now, Amanda. They're on a 7-game winning streak. The Texans are red hot. They're not letting the Texans catch them. I really like what the Jags are doing. It might be an actual threat come playoff time.
Yeah, and I was concerned about this one because I mean we both picked Jacksonville and they come into this game, have the ball for 5 minutes on their first possession and then fumble it away at the end. I was like, oh, okay, this is how this is gonna go. But I mean they came back and stayed in it and then took the lead in the third quarter, but they're playing very well. And I'm not a Trevor Lawrence hater, but I've been a doubter. I'll
Mhm.
acknowledge that. Like I don't hate on him. There's no like he's a likable guy. Like no hate. He's not out talking shit. He's not running his mouth. He's not doing too much on social media. But there's been times I'm like I just don't see it. Right now, this stretch of the season, absolutely. Like throw him in the conversations for things because I mean he's not working with huge names. Some of these
Yeah.
other quarterbacks have these big names on their team and they're not doing as much. And he's spreading the ball around. They're getting the running backs involved. The play calling is good. He's not making stupid decisions. He's seeing open receivers. And I've been impressed by him.
Well, Abe, I like that. Something that he's starting to do a lot better is run in the red zone. He's running for a lot of touchdowns and using his legs. I like that about him.
Yeah, I never doubted Jacksonville. You got it effed up. I never said I doubted Trevor Lawrence for these last few years. I've never doubted Jacksonville being a good team. They always had an efficient defense. Their defense has never been terrible. They always had good pass rush. They had legitimate, and like we weren't expecting them to have. They have great receivers, brother. It's not like they have receivers that were like top picks. They don't. It's not like they
Yeah.
have trash receivers that can't be great. It was all about Trevor putting up 289 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. This is what we were looking for. I always used to say, like, he doesn't show the passion like he showed in college. You see the passion now. He's doing this raw. He's being a leader, and
Yeah.
they're following his lead. They're not losing games because of him. They're winning games because of him. This is as the quarterback. This is what we were looking for Trevor Lawrence for, like his whole career. And this year is solidifying, like, okay, you can be that guy. Last year, you got hurt. Or this year, you got this. This year, he don't have receivers. Or this year, this. It was always something padding his stats about what he can't do. Okay, now you're being a quarterback. Now you're showing like what we saw in Clemson. You're showing that eager thing. Even though sometimes it seems like he disconnects from football, like you don't know if he really loves football. This year, he showed that I love football. Like you can see like the intensity in him. You see him get. He's running down the field, congratulating his teammates. He's doing things like that is really bringing the team that giving them that attitude that dude, we're good. Like, and you need to see that in a quarterback. You didn't see that in him. Now it's like we're seeing now, like, wow, Jacksonville can be good. So and I think that came from maybe the head coach, like talking to him, like telling
Yeah.
him, like, this, like somebody finally sitting him down, this is your team. Like we're gonna
Yeah.
win and lose without you. Like somebody literally telling him, like, we don't care if we lose a game, but we're gonna go firing all cylinders, and it's on you. Like they said, a head coach and a quarterback have to be like the closest. So when you get a head coach that telling, like, they're not looking at sunshine no more. The sunshine has been very dampened the last few years. We want to see who you are now. Like, who are you now? Like, we're going to push everything else aside from your past. We're going to start from right now, Trevor. What are you? Like, what are you going to put on paper?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how he looks in the playoffs. Last time he won a playoff game where he threw four first half interceptions, dug himself a huge hole, and was able to come back and win the game. So, if he can avoid those four interceptions and just play clean, maybe he can do something in the playoffs. Amanda, the 44-year-old Philip Rivers experiment is over. They're going to start Riley Leonard for the last game.
Okay, can I just say though, like I wanted the Jags to win. I picked the Jags, but down 7 points at the 50-yard line. We're coming down to the end of the game. We got 20 seconds left, no timeouts. I was like, Philip Rivers, Hail Mary. And then they were like, nah. Like he was like, I can't throw that far, fuck it. Like, so they put Riley Leonard in to throw a pick at the end of the game. I was like, I wanted Philip Rivers to go out with a Hail Mary pass. I like we already know he's not coming back to be a starting quarterback next year. Like this was just a band-aid over the wound. I wanted him to get that Hail Mary. Jacksonville's great, but just to end his career on a positive note, not like, hey, old man, sit down, sit this one out. Like that's stupid. That was a dumb way to end it. I was hoping just for the Hallmark movie they make about it eventually that he got to go in and make the Hail Mary pass, but
But we'll see what Riley Leonard's got in Week 18 again at the Texans. That's not going to be a fun start for Riley Leonard against
well,
that
that's probably
defense.
why Philip Rivers isn't playing. Like he wants to go
Yeah,
back
that's
home to his
true.
family in a not a full body cast.
Yeah, yeah. We don't have to talk much about Titans Saints. There's really not too much to say here. Good win for the Saints though, 34-26, and they've won four in a row. So Abe, you remember how much shit I was talking about this Saints team, saying they were going to be the worst team in football. They might actually have a franchise quarterback in Tyler Shuck. He's started playing a lot better recently, so good on them.
Yeah, their defense
Right.
actually played well, too. You saw,
Yeah.
yeah, Chase Young came from like I don't know what the hell happened. He's came from nowhere and just became a great pass rusher again and exciting player. Sure, it was against Tennessee, but this is the kind of thing that he needs to hype in his career more. Because this is the best season he's had as a pro, and I'm proud that he's finally getting something that he can talk good about because he came out so heralded in how injuries can like literally just take somebody's career, and I know how that felt. Like even though like I still had a Hall of Fame type career, but it's like
Well,
knowing
yeah.
that what you've done, and I know Chase is just like, man, I know I'm better than this. I know I'm this, and for him to come out here and have a game like that, and even just to play, in the Saints, getting a nice deal, and he probably like, I should be one of these guys getting 40 million a year too. So this might help him out later on in his career, and the next contract might be one of those contracts he can really talk about.
Yeah, and Amanda, did you see that strip sack touchdown by Chase Young? That was a thing of beauty.
It was so good. And I'm not even hating because I've talked shit about not Cam Ward, but Tennessee Titans quarterbacks. They just make such good meme fodder. Like their expressions, their sacks, they just tend to have the best like plays for
Mhm.
that. But Cam Ward didn't play a bad game here. I mean,
Yeah,
other than that one play, he had a great game. Like he's looking good, he's developing well, but they didn't play a bad game. I think they just like got outplayed by a better team. And
yeah,
I've been a bit of a Titans hater, but the Saints team has really stepped up. What Abe said, their defense is so improved. Like if they'd
yeah,
been playing like this all season, that would have been their division hands down.
yeah.
He's
Yeah, credit to Kellen Moore and that coaching staff, and we'll see if they can snowball it into next year and maybe have a decent year, maybe make the playoffs. We'll see. Um, I was disappointed in the Steelers going into Cleveland, only mustering up 6 points on offense and losing 13-6. And Amanda, I don't get the obsession with Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I know that him and Rodgers are former teammates going back to Green Bay, but 9 targets and the last 3 targets to tie the game, all to Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and you had an open Kenneth Gainwell. You've got a lot of different options. I don't get forcing it to MVS.
I swear his family's in the mafia or something because he has one good play a year. The rest of the time, there are drops or there's no yards after the catch. And he just keeps getting new starting jobs everywhere. Like Green Bay let him go because he couldn't stop dropping things. Kansas City used him. He had I think he like the Super Bowl winning catch or something for them. Like, but he's so overrated, and I don't understand what teams see and why he keeps getting so many opportunities. He's not
Yeah.
nearly as good as the amount of opportunities he's given. And I don't know who's paying the NFL to keep him this front and center, but I don't get it. I have disliked him since Green Bay, and I don't see it still. I don't know what's going on with that. That's crazy to me. The play calling in this one should not have prioritized him at the end of the game at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And Abe, this is a bad sign for the Steelers, right? If they win this game, then the Ravens aren't even in the picture and they're in the playoffs. Losing this game against a bad Browns team, now all of a sudden you're in a win or go home type scenario. I mean, I expected more from the Steelers.
No, it was a dumb game plan. The game plan was to stop Myles Garrett. Everybody
Mhm.
knows that. If you look at, watch how many times 14 had to come in and chip. 14 came, like Gainesville had to come in and chip. The last play of the game, Aaron Rodgers didn't even think twice about going to him. After he
Mhm.
chipped Myles Garrett, if he would have threw it right there as touchdown, so he didn't even think about that because his mindset and the game plan was we're not going to him. He's going to be there chip. If you think about, they think about chipping. If they would say we're going to chip and then we're going to like drop it down to him every time, they might would have won this game. It might have been close, but Aaron Rodgers did it exactly how their game plan was the whole game. Their game plan was to stop him, and they never threw to 14. Watch how many times 14 chipped and he came out and he was wide open. Like at the end of the game, it
Yeah.
was so rare. They went to the same person every time on their best corner. Ward just made the Pro Bowl. Like honestly, like what are y'all thinking? Like maybe you get a penalty and maybe this or like whoever did that game plan should have thought about it. Like if you're a coach, even if you're somebody upstairs, you're watching 14. Okay, they're blocking, but look, after he blocks, he's open. So if you're going to run that play, if you're going to stop Myles Garrett after he's doing it, or even do a fake chip, like line him up like he's going to chip him, fake it, turn around quick, catch it, touchdown, because you've been doing it the whole game. Like some stuff is just like Amanda said, it's coaching. Like coaching should have seen that at the end of the game. If you watch that play, he was like he could have walked in like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Arthur Smith. He's had his issues, and they had a big 4th and 1, and they've had a lot of success with the tush push with Connor Hayward, and it's 4th and 1, and they go shotgun deep ball, and you see a lot of the memes about
Stupid.
that. It's like you got 1 yard to pick up, let's throw it as far as we can. Like I just
Yeah.
don't understand the offensive game plan.
No, and what's funny is Myles Garrett calling him out on it after the game. He's like, "Yeah, their game plan was to not let me get sacks, so we won anyway." Like that's all they cared about, which is why they lost. I'm like, call him out. Like he earned that. Talk all the shit you want, boo boo.
Yeah, stupid game plan, and
So
it might
dumb.
end up costing them the division and a playoff spot. So we'll see.
Serves them right.
Um, yeah. Abe, I mean, I got to give you credit, Abe. Ever since I said bench Joe Burrow, he's been all pro Burrow. He's been lighting it up. You know, they throw up 37 on the Cardinals after putting up what 45 the week before, so they're rolling right now.
Let him go to Cancun with a good feeling in his heart.
Hmm. What's
Yeah.
funny to me is when he came out and said, "I just want to have fun playing football," and coach was like, "All right, let's make a game plan that lets you have fun." He's been
Yeah.
having fun. Apparently,
Yeah.
his way of having fun is dropping 5 TDs on the other team. So whatever works for him.
Yeah.
Think
And
about
then
it, Alex. We might have wouldn't have got this. Think about that. If he would have been sitting the rest of the year, we wouldn't have saw this magic. See, that's the kind of thing about football you gotta love. Like you have players. Like think about this is what Crosby is thinking. Like the reason why Max Crosby is so pissed off. The next 2 games, he might get 6 sacks.
yeah.
That's on your career. That's stuff that you can't get back. Like when I was younger, I missed a game. I'm like, okay, I'm out for the season. All right, cool. I'll be back next year. He's getting older now. He's kind of like, sheesh. Like these 2 games, I might can get 2 sacks here, 3 sacks here. He thinking about getting in the 100 sack club. He thinking about making another all pro year. Like all this stuff is collective. What you think about as a player because you try not to think about stacks. Everybody says it's a team sport, but at the end of the day, it's your career too. You don't want to be like one play away or 1 sack away from being in this, or you never know when your career is going to be over and not be able to play and healthy. Like I'm gonna sit you out. Yeah, Burr, we know you're healthy and everything. F Chase, F Jamar Chase, F everybody else. You're the guy. So we're gonna let everybody else play and risk it for them too. But
Yeah.
we're gonna sit you down because you're Joe Burrow. No, you can't.
Amanda, I know you loved offensive tackle Cody Ford lining up at wide receiver on his 29th birthday and catching a
On his
21-yard pass.
birthday. Oh, I loved it so much. What's funny is they didn't tell him ahead of the game plan that that's what they were
Yeah.
doing. He's like during practice all week, they just kept telling me, "No, go further out, go further out." And he was like, "Oh, I thought I was just getting in the way of the receivers' routes." He's like,
Mm.
I didn't know why they kept scooching me further to the side." And then right in the huddle, they're like, "Hey, this one's going to you." And he's like, "Oh, for me." Like he's like, "I always wanted to catch a pass before." It was the cutest fucking thing ever. I'm obsessed with it. Coaching shout out on his birthday. That's my favorite moment from football this week. Like his post-game interview is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
And then also tight end Trey McBride breaks the NFL record for catches in a season for a tight end with 119. That's pretty cool, huh, Abe?
Yeah, it's. I don't want to say this and mean it like to take away from what he's done, but you can tell you're on a bad team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, you got
tell me you don't
Barnes.
have any wide receivers without telling me you don't have any wide
I ain't
receivers.
even trying to be rude, man. I'm like, dude, he got 119. Think about last year who was it? It was a guy from I mean not Oakland from Vegas. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, there were two bad teams, like y'all talking about, oh, the tight ends. And it's cool if you're winning, but it's like, damn, tight end got 119 catches.
Like who's on their
Like,
team again? Oh, nobody? Okay. Um,
yeah,
the funniest thing to me about this whole scenario, like last year we were all Flacco is backo with our shirts. Week 1, he was the Browns quarterback versus the Bengals. Week 18, he's the Bengals quarterback versus the Browns. Like
That's wild.
fully opposite sides, week 1 to the first week to the last week of the seasons. Scriptwriters nailed it on that one.
yeah.
Hold
No,
on,
we can
Mike.
skip the
Oh,
next one. We don't need to talk Packers Ravens. Just skip on over that one.
so
No,
real quick, I mean, so the
just
the
put this shit
good
away.
side, the good side, Amanda, Malik Willis
That's not
balls
good for
out.
me. That is bad for Packers fans, okay? He fucking balled out. He played a perfect game. Like, stunning performance. He deserves to be a starter. He's gonna look ugly as hell in a Miami Dolphins jersey next year as I cry myself to sleep at night. But fantastic game for him. Green Bay is so wounded. Our defense cannot. I told you guys the last two times we played against Derrick Henry's bitch ass, we let him put up an average of 185 yards, 216 yards. I was vomiting during this. It was so, our run defense was so bad. And I predicted that too. But I just felt bad picking against Green Bay because I love Malik. And I was like, well, maybe Malik can pull it off. He pulled it off. The defense was just like, oh, would you like some yards? Here you go. Merry Christmas, Derek. Have at it, boo boo. Disgusting, disgusting run defense. I am pissed.
Derrick Henry can still go crazy on anybody. Abe, I mean, he was a monster in this game, and I like that they fed him so much because they didn't feed him at the end of the Patriots game in a game they easily could have won. It's at least they made up for it on Saturday night.
You know, it was a topic definitely in the meeting room.
Yeah,
And it had to be a topic with the head coach, with the position coach, with Derek. They probably apologized so much. I'm pretty sure Lamar came in there. I'm pretty sure the offensive line came in there. They was like, we apologize. We're going to, and coach looked at him. Harbaugh was like, you know what? We're going to feed you. Like, this is your game. Like,
yeah,
we love Mr. Huntley, but dude, this is on you. So all that stuff that they talked about last week, we need you to squash it this week. Like they don't have their greatest player on defense right now. They don't have that leader on defense. They really don't have a leader now because Gary is not
We
stepping
have
up.
no one.
Nobody's really stepping up. You
Yeah.
see how big Micah was now because to let a guy
yeah.
run 30 times, and this is week 16, 17,
Yeah.
and you got a guy that can hold the ball 36 times.
I will say though, coming into this game, Green Bay knew they were going to the postseason as the seventh seed. Win, loss, it didn't matter. We were still the
Yeah.
seventh seed. So maybe hold him back a little bit, maybe not. Like Rashawn Gary was only on the field for I think 30 something snaps. Like I feel like maybe holding some of the starters out and just kind of like, oh, we're just gonna kind of let this one go might have been a little intentional. But it was the Malik Willis highlight game. But I'm wondering if we were kind of pulling back a little bit because we were going to the playoffs because of Detroit.
Yeah,
Mind
but you don't
you,
put that down
Green
though.
Bay has been the seventh seed for the last 3 years in a row. We missed the playoffs in 2022, which was the last year there wasn't a seventh seed. If they hadn't invented the seventh seed, Green Bay is on a 4 year streak without the postseason. So shout out to the NFL, my homies for that. Appreciate it. Good looking out. But also, like, this matchup is crazy to me because we talked earlier about a player who was 5 yards short of a 200-yard game. Derrick Henry just took the lead in the most 200-yard rushing games, beat out Adrian Peterson. He's now got 7 games. He has the most 200-yard rushing games of any player in NFL history. So awesome game for him. I'm very happy for him and Malik, both having some showcase career games in this one. Yeah, we don't need to talk about Green Bay anymore.
Abe, do you think this is the game plan now? Do you think it's a winner take all against the Steelers? Do you think it's feed Derrick Henry 30 plus times and say, prove you can stop it?
No. No, I think they get back to a regular offense. I think they just saw something in Green Bay, but also Jamaica from that last game. And you got when I was trying to tell Amanda, you don't put this stuff on film. Like even being Green Bay, you know you go to the playoffs. If I'm a team, I'm going to like circle this. I'm like, okay, let's see where they were breaking up. Let's see. You don't have Derrick Henry as a running back coming up, but also you don't have to have 216 yards with one guy. You can have it breaking down to different guys. You know, maybe no long runs, but if I see I can control the line of scrimmage, that's basically that is all attitude. Like, regardless of whether you have the players to put up there or not, you don't want to have that kind of rushing game against any, especially going to the playoffs. Like, look, we don't even have to worry about it. Let's just keep the ball away from you. We can win this game. But I don't think they do this next week because 36 carries is 36 carries. Like, and you don't want to see this. This ain't the 1970s and 80s when you have just like this pound and ground thing. I think you get it back to a regular offense this week. I think this is solidified. You know, he broke an all-time record. You know, and the playoffs ain't really in their cards. So shit, let's just play ball, y'all. Let's play ball. Let's have fun. Let's see if we can make it through with everybody healthy. But I would never. I wouldn't. As good as Derrick Henry is, and as good as he take care of his body, 72 carries in 2 weeks would be
It's too
crazy,
much.
man. I couldn't see him doing it again.
Yeah, and
And
Pittsburgh's defense has really stepped up against the run the past couple weeks.
yeah,
They've limited some really run heavy defenses to very low numbers. So it's a very very different feel versus Green Bay's. I don't know what their ranking was last week, but bottom of the barrel run defense.
yeah, yeah. And then the ultimate question here is, does Lamar Jackson play? I think he does. But is this the end of Lamar Jackson in Baltimore? Is he going to end up somewhere else? Abe, what's your gut feeling on, because John Ball might be gone. Lamar Jackson could be gone. It's a very interesting time for the Ravens.
That sounds stupid to me. I feel like what Marcus Spears said when he told y'all just talking all this trash about one damn year. Like, and Marcus Spears just broke like Ryan Clark, and it was the truth though. It's like y'all making such a big deal out of a guy being hurt. You talking about like how he came into how he come to practice now, how he does this, all the years, all these MVPs, and now he's just a terrible quarterback. Like he don't deserve to be in Baltimore no more. Who y'all gonna get? Who y'all gonna get? Like you're
Yeah.
saying, John Harbaugh,
Yeah.
who's going to come? Who's going to come to Baltimore and be the savior? Who's going to have that same energy? Who's going to be leading the team? You know, Derrick Henry ain't got but a couple more years left in him at most. Y'all thinking that when y'all go get a TO type receiver, a 6'4" guy that can jump out of the gym, when you gonna give him something like that? If you want him to be a pocket quarterback, make him a pocket quarterback. Look, don't try to put the run plays in there for him. You design run plays for this guy. He gets hurt and I don't know what's going. Man, it's all BS to me. It's all like a band-aid on something that's not hurt. Like this dude literally is injured. We saw when he came back, I said he's not playing the same. Like he wasn't playing
Yeah.
anything. You can tell he wasn't himself then. Just get this man this year to chill, man. Like I know he's always in the MVP race like he was last year, but this year was just a bad year for them altogether. Like it's not like their defense is out here balling. This has been one of the worst Ravens defense we've seen in years. Like Hamilton had to become a outside linebacker. Hamilton playing every position. He's playing corner. He's playing, and y'all trying to say it's all him. Look at the whole defense, man. What D tackle can we talk about on their team? What has Green done? What has Ricky Green done this year? Y'all want to talk about that? Like talk about the whole defense. The defense has not been great. What cornerback besides the Humphreys that's always on this podcast talking trash and they got nothing to do with football? They ain't talking about him. If you're gonna dissect the team, dissect the team. Don't say it's just because Lamar ain't been on the field half the time. So if you're going to talk about this, has nothing to do with Lamar. This got to do with you. If they get rid of Lamar, that'll be one of the. Where's he going to go? First of all, he can come to Atlanta.
And also, there are no quarterbacks in the draft this year. There are
Yeah.
five
Yeah,
quarterbacks out of
exactly.
the top 200 picks, like in the rankings. There's no one, which is why people like Malik Willis are going to get a chance as a starter. Other seasons, I don't know if Tyler Shuck would be getting considered for a starting position, but you look ahead at the draft, none of the underclassmen have signed up. It's a rough season to need a quarterback. I think most of the quarterbacks, like even if they had an off season, even if they're in a contract year, I think their teams are going to figure it out to keep them because there's not a lot of other options out there. We brought Philip Rivers back to the league at age 44, guys. We don't have a lot of options available at this jump.
Yeah, that's a great point. Is that so a lot of times fans will be like, fire John Harbaugh, fire Mike Tomlin, move on from this guy, and it's like the grass isn't always greener. And who are you going to replace him with? And you move on from Harbaugh and from Lamar, you're looking at like damn near a total rebuild. So maybe they looked at Malik Willis and said, "Hey, let's bring him in." But I mean, to Abe's point, when Lamar is healthy, he's an MVP. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Well,
yeah,
also his receivers be dropping balls like
yeah,
crazy this year. They've had
yeah,
some ugly drops. Zay Flowers, I was obsessed with last season. His play has really fallen off the second season of his. So I
yeah,
don't think. Like, yeah, Lamar's stats haven't been great, but a lot of it is on his receivers, the play calling, the injuries. I mean, I think it was 6 weeks straight where he missed one or more days of practice for various reasons, different injuries week
yeah,
to week. He hasn't been healthy. I don't think coaching staff is going to hold that against him, knowing how well he does at his best.
yeah. Great points. And lastly, let's talk Texans Chargers. And I waited all this time, but you know what really grinds my gears?
Damn
It's
it.
when it's when
Abe, we were
refs
so close to avoiding it for 1 week.
Abe, Abe, I cannot believe this call. It's the game's on the line. The Chargers sack CJ Stroud. They're about to get the ball back with 2 minutes left. We're gonna get to see Herbert against the best defense in football. See if he can go lead them on a game-winning drive. And the refs completely take over the game, throw that flag, no timeouts left, game over. And what happens is not only that game that they ruin a potential AFC West championship game between the Chargers and Broncos that I was hyped to watch. Now we don't get to see that. Now the Chargers are benching their guys. Abe, I cannot believe that call that the refs made at the end of the game. Like, let them play football.
Well, it's the NFL, man. Hey, what you gonna say? Hey, but okay, one thing, only thing I got from that game is, and I'm not trying to take anything from anyone that plays the position of outside linebacker. This is a personal thing that I'm talking about. It had nothing to do with y'all. But Daniil Hunter does not get credit that he do. I understand Will Anderson is a
Yeah,
great defense man. He plays well. He has more sacks than him. He didn't make the Pro Bowl. He was the youngest to get to 50 sacks. He's the quickest to get to 100 sacks. He got 112 sacks in his career right now. He don't get no street cred, man. When I see
No.
how this guy plays so well, I've talked about him for years. I mean, he's like 4 or 5 Pro Bowls already, but it's just like when I watch football and I see certain things, and it kind of hurts my feelings because people that really don't. And I'm like, Will Anderson is a great player. Like I'm not trying to say either one of those guys, or really both of them, should have made it in the AFC to me. But I'm like, he just don't get no credit, man. Like to be third in the league in sacks and not even make the Pro Bowl. I did it
Yeah.
myself one time, and it was just like, how the hell I didn't make the Pro Bowl? I led the NFC in sacks and didn't make the Pro Bowl, which he is like leading, and it's like, dang, that's gotta hurt. You know what I mean? Like even though
yeah,
they kind of be like, yeah, good job, good job. He's feeling that way because he's playing exceptionally well, and it will matter when it comes to getting another contract because he's balling like that. But I'm like, dude, that kind of hurt my feelings because the guy, he only thing he do is like bring his lunch pail. He's
yeah,
not like trying to do all these dances. He's not doing the media stuff. He's not. You never hear about this guy getting in trouble. And he came and he maximized. He made Will Anderson's job easier, but he gets no street
yep,
cred. You know what I mean? So like that
yeah,
kind of hurt my feelings. But besides that, it is what it is, man.
I will say Packers
yeah. He's a
fans have
baller.
been giving him credit for years because we were so glad when he left our
Yeah,
division. Like I was like
yeah,
that get off Jordan. Like oh he was good. Like so I'm glad
yeah,
he's gone, but I can't Pro Bowl voting. I'll get it guys. this year is so absurd to me. Some of these players that made the Travis Kelce has been garbage. Why was he vote
Yeah.
like the Pro Bowl setup is crazy to me. Anything where the public gets to vote and Swifties are making decisions about who gets to show up because they're voting for their favorite celebrity's boyfriend, that's wild to me. I hate the Pro Bowl for that reason. I like the rankings where the players in the league vote for who they think is the best contender at that position. That is so much more legitimate to me. The players who are on the
Yeah.
field going against these guys, it means so
Like
much
the top
more.
100, the
Yeah,
top 100 players. Yeah.
yeah, because the players vote on that. So like that's the only like
Yeah.
Pro Bowl ranking is such garbage because like what does the public know about football anyway? Like
Yeah.
but like you see players like Nick Bonito, he's asked casually like, "Hey, which offense has been your hardest challenge this year?" And he says a team that I wouldn't have expected him to say. He said the Packers, like stuff like that, like the players who have played these teams, who have seen it in the locker room and stuff. I want their stats. I don't. The Pro Bowl rankings are so garbage, and it sucks that it looks so good on your resume. And like the players have to be like, wait, I performed better than this guy, and I'm not getting voted. Like,
Right.
what am I doing wrong? I hate that for players because I mean it should be based on numbers and performance, not based on popularity.
Yeah. 100%. And lastly, I hate on the refs and say they robbed it. They robbed the Chargers, but ultimately, Amanda, Dicker the kicker cost them 4 points, and they
Oh
lost
man.
by 4 points. Yeah. So
So
hopefully he
you think
performs better in the playoffs.
so you think
What's
Diggs
that?
you think Diggs might end up in New England with his brother? Might be playing a little nickel. He might play a little nickel back. I mean, they got two good, corners already, but we didn't touch on like Diggs just got cut. Trevon Diggs is gone. They waived him.
Yeah, and the
But
other one might get
Yeah.
suspended because
if it
he's
was me,
been
if it was me personally, like to have the
Those are just
opportunity
allegations.
to have the opportunity to play with my brother, I would take like maybe not and it's a good situation in New England. I mean, you don't got to worry about starting. You can come off the bench, be a nickel, make the playoffs, do certain things. You get the opportunity to say, yeah, me and my brother played against each other or played with each other, I'm saying. And I mean, you could take less money because you got paid well this year already. So just get the minimum, play like just to playoffs with your brother, say you did it, then go to another team the next year. Me personally, I would do something like that. I mean, because he's only 27, so he got like 7 more years in the league at least.
yeah,
So
he's
got
got
a long,
time.
he
I
got a
think it
long.
would be fun to do. Can you imagine practice like cornerback versus wide receiver, the brothers going after each
They
other?
go hard against each other too.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. My thing is, we don't know if Stefan Diggs is going to end up suspended for part of next season with the stuff that's come up in his personal life. Like the Chargers are pretty big words. They're not casual. So it would be not funny, but it would be ironic if Trayvon went there to play with his brother and then his brother ended up suspended while he was there.
Yeah, I'm saying just this year.
Uh,
I'm not
Yeah,
saying like the long haul. I
Yeah.
said just this
yeah.
year, like, hey,
Just do it to say you did it.
get a couple games in.
Yeah.
I next year just pad my stats. I come and
Okay.
say we can take a couple pictures together. We can party together. Then whatever
Take
the
a couple
next year.
pictures together with mom and dad.
I'm
I mean, it
going. Yeah,
makes
I'm
sense
going. I'm
because
going somewhere.
Stefan's not gonna get suspended until the legal stuff is hashed out. Like
Exactly.
he hasn't been sentenced with anything. It's not formal, but I mean, wrap up this year with it. That would make sense. Green Bay could use him. Chicago could use him. Um,
Buffalo.
Buffalo could
Buffalo play
absolutely use
against
him.
Stephon Diggs. Yeah.
Yeah,
He'll go to a contender, I think. I think someone's going to pick him up. Pittsburgh, somebody could use him.
I thought you
Baltimore,
said
even.
contenders, and then you said
Hey,
Pittsburgh. I'm really
I'm not giving
confused.
up on the Steelers till they're dead. That's still my Super Bowl champion pick. So,
Notice that I didn't say contenders when I said Green Bay. I said they could use them. There was no like when we make our Super Bowl run in our hospital gowns and wheelchairs. No.
but we'll see. It's been an amazing year so far. We got one more week with the playoffs right around the corner. It's been a fun year, and it's going to be an amazing finish. I can't wait to see what happens. But great job as always, Triple A always kills it. I think this is one of our better episodes, and great stuff, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. We appreciate all the support, and peace out.